Hello and welcome to another episode of The Startup Show brought to you by Inc. Authority. I'm your host, Trevor Rowley. Today's topic is about goals. Every business has goals. Every business owner has goals. Well, what kind of goals should you have and how do you go about setting them and how does that tie back into your business plan in general? Well, we've got a very special guest today, Mike Patrick, a business advisor at Inc. Authority, is going to tell us all about it. Welcome to the show, Mike. How are you?
Very special. I appreciate it. I'm doing well. Thank you, Trevor.
Awesome. So first of all, why don't you tell us all about what it is that you do as a business advisor?
Sure. I like to believe that I really get people set off on the right foot. We meet entrepreneurs that have recently just set up their LLCs and their corporations, nonprofits, and it's our job to give them good ideas and hint, set some goals for them in the short, mid, and long term to help them have a good, first year.
Yeah. And hopefully many, many years, right? And so one of the things that really makes Inc. Authority different from other business formation companies is this role of a business advisor, a specialist, somebody who's been there, done that, has walked through thousands of other entrepreneurs through the process, as well as having had your own businesses, and somebody who holds them by the hands and guides them through the process. That's what a business advisor is and what a business advisor does. And it is so valuable to people that are starting up the business, particularly those who are doing it for the first time. So we're here to talk about goals today. And when I say to you goals, what comes to mind?
When I think of setting goals as a new entrepreneur, I like to think of things pertaining to prioritizing what we're going to do in the initial sequences. I like to think about really what boxes am I going to need and are required of me to check in order to get my doors swung open and really get the gears turning on my business.
Yeah. There's a lot of worries that a new business owner has typically when they start, right? Because there is risk associated with starting a new business. And it might be financial risk, it might be emotional risk, physical risk. There's a number of things that they might have in starting their own business. And I think just having a process of setting goals helps people understand what those are and maybe be prepared to take action. They know what obstacles there might be as they think through this and how they might overcome those obstacles. And I think that takes me to my next question, which is, you start to talk about the theory of goal setting, right? We hear about SMART goals a lot. Tell me about SMART goals and what the process of setting SMART goals is.
That's a great question, Mr. Trevor. And I'll tell you, I haven't been quizzed on the acronym SMART in a while, so this is a good place to get started. But please don't grade me. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound,
yeah.
Right? So a combination of these letters and these words together, to me, to put it into one, is tangible. We want to have an action plan, right? We have ideas. If you're an entrepreneur, like a lot of the entrepreneurs I work with, you got a lot of them, a lot of ideas. And how do I shave off the fat? How do I refine those ideas to identify what the most important ones are so I can create my ideas or my dreams into a roadmap towards my goals and turning them into a reality?
I think you nailed it there because goals need to be actionable, right? If we're going to set a goal, what do we have to do? What are the 1, 2, 3 steps that we have to take in order to achieve that goal? And so they've got to be actionable. So, once we have this concept of having SMART goals, now we have to actually create those goals, right? Which requires us to be very self-aware of our own strengths and weaknesses, the strengths and weaknesses of this business that we're launching. So if you were talking to a brand new business owner, what would you tell them areas that they should be looking at in which to set goals? Where should they set their SMART goals? What should they rotate around?
Yeah, there are some key fundamental elements that I think are important when considering any business venture in any category, right? Where's the money coming from? Where's my funding strategy or my capital strategy? Where are my clients coming from? How much does it cost for me to acquire one client? And what does my overhead look like and how can I become profitable? I think if we focus on these 3 fundamental elements, there will be more. But if you focus on those 3 pillars, those 3 tiers that are typically the first focus of an entrepreneur, I think a lot of the other questions surrounding these priority tiers get accomplished as well and answered.
Yeah. Obviously, more questions get asked the bigger that you get as an organization, right? But I think you nailed it right at the very beginning. It's like, I'm going to hang my shingle. How can I acquire leads, which I can convert into customers? How much does it cost me to get those leads that turn into customers? How much is my product costing or the service costing? And how much can I reasonably charge for that to make sure that I'm turning a profit, right? And so you've got these financial goals, you've got these product goals, you've got systems and processes goals, all of these things. And then you've got these long-term goals, this vision too, because every entrepreneur I've known is a visionary person, right? They're not just looking at the here and now, they're looking for things down the road. And how can I move from where I am here to where I want to be in the future, right? And as I think about goal setting as an entrepreneur, and I think about what I've done as I've set up businesses, I instantly think of business plans, which are often overlooked as a tool for a brand new business owner to help them think about and set goals and then keep track of those goals to make sure that they have the best chance to accomplish those. Tell me about business plans and how they might tie into goal setting.
I'm glad that you mentioned it. If it wasn't you, it would have been myself. So there are 3 common questions that a business plan aids us in answering: how to, how much, and how long. And to keep things simple, I think at the end of the day, we have so many irons in the fire when we first open our doors and decide to make that jump and really start turning these ideas into concepts that it's hard to get them all done. We're doing 10 or 15 different items, and that's where that SMART goal strategy really starts to play in, which is aligned in the business world as a professional business plan. And so what we do is we identify where we need to start. We give you short-term goals. And I think having a tangible approach with getting a business off the ground is so key, because we have big goals oftentimes, and the big goals are what push us to create an idea, which creates a tangible business. But in order to hit that big goal, we have to check a lot of boxes, small and medium-sized boxes, to even be in the category or the arena of hitting that big goal that we set out in the first place.
And I love big thinkers, people who are ambitious and want to do something huge or great, but you have to understand that there's going to be intermediate marks that you're going to have to hit along the way to get there, right? And so setting goals, using a business plan to help you set goals within specific categories of the business, whether it's the financial side, the product development side, the marketing side, all these different areas, really helps you get there. I don't know of really any successful business owner that hasn't used a business plan of some kind. Some are very simple and rudimentary, but others are very complex to help them get where they want to be. And at the end of the day, that business plan also helps you if you need to acquire funding, capital, other people's money to help you grow your business and expand the business.
You got it. And I bet you'll be able to finish this quote here. You don't plan to fail, you just
fail to plan.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us today, Mike. Really good information about setting goals, the importance of goals, and how you put that into action in a business setting. Oftentimes it's through a business plan. Appreciate you with all the information that you've given to us today. If you'd like to talk to Mike or any of our business advisors at Inc. Authority, please give us a call or visit us online at incauthority.com. And while you're there, make sure that you hit the like button here as you're watching this, and make sure the notification bell is turned on so that you don't miss any future content. Thank you for joining us today on The Startup Show. I'm Trevor Rolle, your host. We'll see you next time.